This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
A date with deception? The government is making big allegations against a popular dating website. This morning, Call 6 Investigates is looking at how the lawsuit could impact you.
Plus, free rides on Indigo's Red Line will last a little longer than expected. This morning, we're breaking down the reason behind this change. But first, here at 5 o'clock, we want to welcome you into Good Morning Indiana. Thanks for starting your Friday with us. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick, and we are cruising into the weekend. Going to be a nice day out there, but people do need to watch out for some storms scattered here and there.
That's right. So the first chance is going to be late this evening, and that's mostly going to be over northern locations. So that's the good news. The next chance is going to be tomorrow. Really throughout the day is going to be our chances of showers and storms. We just have a small chance here, but I know there's a better chance in those areas that have a little bit of activity going on, like where the Notre Dame game and Purdue game is happening. We do have that chance of storms there. 54 degrees right now to start out this morning, so a bit of a cooler start today. You might want a light jacket as you step outside. Some areas dropping into the 40s yet this morning, and that's just because we have mostly clear skies overnight, so we haven't had those clouds to insulate us from that cold, dry air. High pressure is in control right now. That's going to change a little bit as we head through the day, but what is happening is we have these southerly winds that are helping bring in a little bit of moisture, and then we have a warm front to our north of us. What that's going to do is bring us a little bit of cloud coverage for northern locations as we head into the afternoon. We are going to stay mostly sunny here in Indianapolis, and then we do have that potential of showers and storms, mainly to the north. Can't rule out seeing a few of those dip in to some parts of northern central Indiana, but for the most part, it does look like it is going to stay dry for us today. Taking a look at the forecast for this afternoon, temperatures are climbing into the mid-80s. It's going to be a little bit more humid this afternoon, a little bit of cloud coverage, but for the most part, mostly sunny skies. Coming up, I'll have the details on your weekend forecast.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. We're keeping a close eye on traffic this morning. Want to take you up here northbound I-69, north of State Road 37. We have just a few slowdowns. This is due to some road work we're monitoring in the area this morning. So just use caution heading through that area. Watch for crews. As we're heading back here towards downtown, these ramps scheduled to close through Sunday now. I-70 and Meridian Street in this area. So you'll need to take West Street or Harding Street as detours. But a heads up to you, Washington Street over here to our west, just a little west of the downtown area, that is closed between White River Parkway, West Drive, and West Street. This is due to a traffic hazard in the area. For right now, let's travel up to the northwest side. This is in Whitestown, I-65 near State Road 334. Traffic is moving along up to speed here on your interstate. We'll continue to keep things updated for you throughout your Friday.
There's a new push to protect your children from a dangerous element. Free lead testing will be offered to students in kindergarten and first grade at the mayor's charter schools, Pike Township schools, and Indianapolis public schools.
IPS is very proud to be a partner and to be part of helping to provide a quality of life to the communities by making them aware that lead is something that our homes need to be safe from.
A local NAACP branch, the City of Indianapolis, and the Marion County Public Health Department partnered on this project. Parents of eligible students will receive a consent form for testing. If your child tests positive, the health department will inspect your home and other places to find the source, and your child will get treatment.
It is 5:03 this morning. 12 Indiana schools are celebrating the news that they are among the best in the country. The schools were just named National Blue Ribbon Schools by the U.S. Department of Education. 6 of them are right here in central Indiana. They include Brownsburg West Middle School, Immaculate Heart of Mary and St. Thomas Aquinas schools here in Indianapolis, Mohawk Trails Elementary in Carmel, St. Mary Goretti School in Westfield, and Van Buren Elementary School in Plainfield. The recognition is based on the school's overall academic performance or progress in closing achievement gaps among student groups. Here at 5:04, Call 6 Investigates is looking into complaints about a popular dating site. The feds say you could be making a date with deception.
The Federal Trade Commission filed suit this week against the owners of Match.com. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny is looking into how this could impact you.
Many people look for love online, and it's easy to get roped in when you think someone is interested in you. But according to this lawsuit filed this week by the Federal Trade Commission, they say the company used misleading tactics to try to get consumers to sign up. The feds say it was alerts like this one that drew in consumers looking for everlasting love. You caught his eye, and now he's expressed interest in you. Could he be the one? To read the message, consumers had to purchase a subscription, but the government says many of the messages came from millions of fraudulent accounts. The FTC says consumers signed up because of these deceptive ads, hoping to meet the one. Instead, they found a scammer on the other end. The lawsuit, filed September 25th in Texas, targets Match, but not the company's other brands like Tinder and Plenty of Fish. It alleges when Match made it difficult and confusing for daters to cancel, the FTC called it illegal billing practices. Match released a statement disputing the allegations, saying the feds are making completely meritless allegations supported by consciously misleading figures. Fraud isn't good for business. That's why we fight it. The company says they catch and neutralize 85% of potentially improper accounts in the first 4 hours and 96% of fraudulent accounts within a day. If you've ever been a Match.com customer and you're wondering, what could I get out of this? According to the lawsuit, they're seeking restitution and refunds for consumers. But of course, it's way too soon to tell if that will happen. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
Kara, thank you. Match also says the Federal Trade Commission has misrepresented internal emails and relied on cherry-picked data to make outrageous claims. They intend to vigorously defend themselves in court.
Well, new numbers from the state health department show no increase in vaping-related deaths here in Indiana, but there is an increase in vaping-related lung illnesses. The State Department of Health is investigating 50 probable cases with 17 confirmed. Last week, it was 47 cases with 15 confirmed. Nationwide, there are 12 confirmed deaths, including one in Indiana. There are at least 805 probable cases of vaping-related lung injuries reported in 46 states. Health officials are advising people to not use any vaping products until the cause is better understood. And with the number of vaping injuries and deaths continuing to rise, doctors are giving their take on the popular smoking trend.
After the number of cases that have developed of vaping and the lung injury that we've seen, I think it's inherent that everyone at this point should stop vaping.
Good Morning America will have much more on vaping injuries, plus what teens have to say about the safety of vaping. That's all coming up at 7 o'clock right here on RTV6.
A deadly tree trimming accident remains under investigation this morning on the city's northwest side. Authorities were called to 46th and Lincoln Road just after 6 last night after a woman went to check on her brother. When she arrived, she found the 62-year-old man unresponsive in a tree in his backyard. Police say the man was trimming trees when something went horribly wrong. The man was wearing a helmet, harness, and rope system when the accident happened.
Here at 507, a deadly crash involving a Bloomington Transit bus remains under investigation this morning. Police say the bus was leaving the transit center at 3rd and Walnut Street around 11:30 yesterday morning when it hit and killed a woman. Investigators say they're now looking for a video from the bus and the transit center building. The autopsy on the woman is scheduled for later today. Her identity has not yet been released.
Free rides will be offered for longer than initially planned on Indigo's Red Line Rapid Transit route. You can now take the Red Line without a ticket through November 10th. The deal was originally only through September. Indigo says the board voted in favor of the extension because several Red Line riders have had issues with service during this first month of operations. Officials also say the new ticketing machines are not yet fully operational. If you have any questions about the Red Line, you can check out our Inside the Red Line special. It's available on the IndyChannel.com and the streaming services listed on your screen.
A growing Indiana restaurant chain plans to hire Hoosiers as it expands to Noblesville. A Big Woods is coming to Hazeldale Crossing near Hazeldale Road and 146th Street. It's going to seat 250 people and offer you a menu similar to the locations in Speedway and Franklin. About 80 jobs will be available. The new Noblesville restaurant will be the chain's 7th location. It's scheduled to open for business sometime this winter. And that food looks pretty darn good at this hour. All right, let's toss things over to Alyssa for a check of our forecast. Maybe people are heading out to lunch today, Alyssa.
If they are, it's going to be a perfect day to eat outside. We're going to see some really nice temperatures right around the noon hour. But to start, a little cool this morning. 50s and 40s in some areas. 48 right now in Crawfordsville, 54 in Indianapolis. By the time you head out the door, likely we will all be in into the mid-50s this morning, but if you're heading out shortly, a little bit of a cool start. High pressure is in control right now. We have a front just off to our north. That will impact us later today, mostly along those northern counties, but we can't rule out seeing maybe a few showers and storms dipping into central Indiana by the time we head into the late afternoon and evening and overnight hours. But a lot of that activity you can see is to the north of us. We do have the potential of a marginal risk of strong storms with that system as well. But most of us will be dry today, especially to start. Temperatures this morning in the 50s, clear and cool start, and then we will climb as the kids come home from school. We will climb into the mid-80s this afternoon. As we look into the weekend, we are going to see some more chances of showers and storms. All of those details coming up.
Alyssa, thanks. Voters across the country will head to the polls in a little more than a month. But is the voting machine being used secure? After the break, why a new report says no.
Plus, the chills and congestion and everything that comes with the flu is right around the corner after the break, when experts say we could see flu season pick up.
And here's a live look right now at I-65 and West Street near the downtown area. You can see traffic here is moving along just fine northbound and southbound. We'll continue to keep a close eye on your roads and keep you updated this morning. We'll be right back.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
A California father who paid $400,000 in a college admissions scam has been sentenced to 4 months in prison. Steven Semprevivo pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit fraud. He wanted his child to get into Georgetown University. The scandal involves more than 50 parents, coaches, and test administrators who allegedly schemed to cheat, bribe, and lie to get kids into college. Semprevivo's attorney spoke following the sentencing hearing.
Well, I think the judge has a reputation as being exceptionally bright and very fair, and I think she was. I think she went through all the right factors. Most of these parents were victims. Singer could teach a class on how to extort someone 101. I mean, he's a scoundrel.
Actress Felicity Huffman was sentenced to 14 days in prison for her role earlier this month. Another parent was also sentenced to a 4-month prison sentence this week.
Are you sorry about what you did?
At 5:14, a theft at John F. Kennedy International Airport leaves a Delta employee facing charges. Quincy Thorpe faces charges for allegedly taking a bag with about $250,000 in cash. On Tuesday, Thorpe was supposed to scan 8 bags of cash and put them on a Miami-bound plane, but officials say only 7 were registered for the flight. Authorities say Thorpe called out of work for the next 2 days, but admitted under questioning that he knew the bags were full of money.
For the 3rd straight year, elite hackers have released a report detailing vulnerabilities in voting machines used across the country. DEF CON Voting Village invites thousands of highly skilled hackers to see what kind of holes they can find in voting equipment in order to evaluate their security. Organizers say more than 100 machines were tested, and every single one was vulnerable to some kind of attack. Last week, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell backed an amendment giving states an extra $250 million for election security.
At 5:15, the El Paso Walmart, where 22 people were shot and killed, could open again by the end of the year. The store has been closed since August 3rd when a gunman opened fire. Renovations at the store began more than 10 days after the massacre. Officials say employees of the store will return in October to help with the setup. The target date for reopening that store is November 6th. An area in the store will honor those shooting victims.
Facebook is testing a plan to hide likes. Likes, reactions, and video views from users will be made private, meaning no one but the account holder can see their likes. The plan will be tested in Australia starting today. Facebook hopes to track whether this will change, and this change will improve people's social media experiences. Well, whether we can see them or not, Alyssa, I think we are going to get a lot of thumbs up for today's forecast.
Double thumbs up for the most part, because we are going to see a very nice Friday, and then we are going to see a pretty nice weekend. A lot of us are going to see a clear weekend. We do have some chances of showers and storms, mainly to the north tonight and tomorrow again. So can't rule out seeing a stray shower or storm, but a lot of us will see dry conditions for the most part. 54 right now to start. Those winds out of the east-southeast, about 8 miles per hour. So a little bit cooler this morning. Yesterday we started in the 60s. So if you are sensitive to those those cooler temperatures, you might want to grab a light jacket this morning. Clear skies right now. As we head through the day, though, that's going to change. We're going to see mostly clear and sunny skies, a little bit of cloud coverage, especially to the north as we head into the afternoon. So what we have right now is high pressure is over the area. That's what's kept us dry and clear overnight. But then we do have this front just off to our west. That's going to start to impact us later this afternoon and evening. We have a southerly flow in place. So what that's doing is helping bring in a little bit more moisture as well. And that's going to help build some of those warmer temperatures as we head into the afternoon. And then we do have those chances of showers and storms in the forecast. So here we are Friday at 5 a.m. Clear skies. As you're heading out the door, those temperatures will be into the 50s. And then by the noon hour, if you are going out to lunch, it's going to be a beautiful day. We are warming quickly, clear skies, temperatures climbing into the upper 70s by that time. And then you can see just to the north of us, that first system is starting to skate by. Looks like for the most part, it's going to stay to the north, but one of our graphics is showing that it will dip down a little further closer to Lafayette and into Crawfordsville, possibly just skating to the north of Indianapolis. So we do have that potential of a shower or storm late tonight. We are seeing a marginal risk of severe weather as well with this system. Again, most of that is for northwest Indiana. The main threats with that are going to be the possibility of large hail as well as gusty winds and lightning. So we'll keep an eye on that for you throughout the day. Good time to get that Storm Shield app just so you are staying weather aware. Saturday, 20% chance of showers and storms in the forecast. That's for Indianapolis. We do have a better chance for areas to the north of us as that next cold front moves through. 86 degrees for the high, 88 on Saturday, or Sunday rather, partly sunny skies. We are going to see just a small chance of maybe a lingering shower Sunday morning, but for the most part, Sunday's going to be a gorgeous day to get outside. But that is also the beginning of that heat building. We are into the 90s again Monday and Tuesday, back to normal with those temperatures by Thursday.
Alyssa, thanks so much. We are monitoring some ongoing road work here on I-69 near State Road 109, Scatterfield Road. You can see the orange barrels out there on your interstates, but the good news, both northbound and southbound lanes are traveling up to speed at this early hour. Let's take a look, though, at our Traffic Now map. We do have a little bit of construction on northbound I-69, possibly slowing it down just a bit as you're heading north of State Road 37. We also have the ramp closures here in downtown, the ramp system at I-70 and Meridian Street through Sunday morning as they're doing some winter repairs. We also have Washington Street closed between White River Parkway, West Drive, and West Street for a traffic hazard in the area. We'll continue to keep you updated on your morning commute.
They say you can never have too much of a good thing, but in the case of exercise, that might not be true. A new study compared brain MRIs from athletes who train normally to those who overtrained. The ones who overtrained showed more fatigue in the cognitive control part of the brain system. That's the part of the brain that helps delay self-gratification. In the study, athletes were asked if they wanted $10 now or $50 in 6 months, and most of the ones who worked out too much said they'd rather have the $10 now.
Well, the flu season is coming, and influenza activity typically starts to increase in October and peaks between December and February. That's when we start seeing more and more people sneezing, coughing, and becoming bedridden as they battle the flu. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says about 8% of Americans get the flu each year. Thousands die from it and other related illnesses. The best protection is to get your flu shot and to keep your hands clean and away from your eyes, nose, and mouth.
Football teams across the country will take to the field tonight, but for one team and one player in Missouri, last week's game is one they will never forget. We'll explain why after the break.
Donate to Goodwill.
If you're looking for a cool new job, this will do it. The government of New Zealand is looking for a construction partner to work in Antarctica. You heard that right. They want people who can lead the redevelopment of its research headquarters. They'll be there for a 2-year project. Antarctica is the most remote place on Earth. It's also the coldest, driest, and windiest continent. But if you're up for it, you may want to apply. You can register your interest until October 23rd. Candidates will be flown to Antarctica in February to experience the continent firsthand.
I'll pass on that one. I like
thanks.
the sunshine a little too much. The Friday night lights were shining bright for one high school senior with special needs last week. PJ Allred plays for the Smith Cotton Tigers, and he also has cerebral palsy. His coach put him in as quarterback at the end of the game where Hickman High School was up 40-0. As the last few seconds of the game ticked away, Allred ran the ball 80 yards for a touchdown. That gave the team 6 points to prevent a shutout, but the opposing team's coach says the moment transcends winning and losing.
to see the entire sideline run and sprint, even our cheerleaders. At that moment as a coach, it's like, wow, this is really bigger than this moment exactly. Seeing all the different people that are impacted, the smiles, Smith Cotton fans, their cheerleaders, all of their players excited. The actual win was meaningless at that point. The fact that PJ got that moment and that everyone could celebrate, that was the most important thing.
The TD marks the first time Allred has been on the field during a game. Video of the touchdown has received national attention and has also been featured on ESPN. Way to go, PJ.
Very cool. I love that. All right, we do have a lot of football games going on all across central Indiana this evening. Alyssa, what can fans expect?
So tonight we should be good, especially in central Indiana. Areas to the far north might see some different conditions. We do have the potential of showers and storms up there. Looks like we will be clear here in Indianapolis and central Indiana. 86 for our high today, so it's going to be warm. A little bit humid by game time as well. 86 on Saturday if you are going to the Purdue or the Notre Dame game. The Notre Dame game looks like we do have the potential of some showers and storms, so just be aware of that. 86 for the high on Saturday, and then Sunday things clear out and we are warming way up. Monday and Tuesday back into the 90s. Going to feel a lot more like summer than fall.
The street lights are not shining at a Northside apartment complex. Ahead at 5:30, why neighbors say getting the lights fixed has been a struggle.
And we're keeping a close eye on traffic here at 526. This is a live look at I-69 near Cumberland Road, where traffic is moving smoothly. Stay with us. We'll be right back after the break with news, weather, and traffic.
Today at 10 on RTV6. This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
A woman is worried for her safety after streetlights at her apartment have been broken for months. RTV6 looks into the confusion causing the delay.
And Vice President Mike Pence on day 2 of his visit to Indianapolis. What he had to say to Hoosiers about that United States-Mexico-Canada agreement. But first, here at 5:30, we need to check in on the weather.
Yes, it is Friday, so we know we have football games going on tonight. Plus, people are making those weekend plans. So let's bring in Alyssa Donovan and talk about everything you need to know today. Alyssa.
So today is looking pretty good, actually. We are starting a little cool this morning. That's just because we had clear skies overnight, but we are going to warm quickly by the noon hour and into the afternoon. Right now, though, 54 in Indianapolis. A few cool spots on our map this morning. Crawfordsville and Greencastle in the 40s, so you might need a light jacket if you are in those areas and heading out soon. High pressure in control right now. Then we do have a front that's going to move through later today. That's going to bring us that potential of showers and storms. Most of that, though, is going to be to the north of Indianapolis and central Indiana. So for us today, we're going to see mostly clear skies, a little bit more cloud coverage later this afternoon. And then we do have that system just to the north of us that will move through. That will bring some showers and thunderstorms, a marginal risk of severe storms for northwest Indiana as that moves through as well. Can't rule out seeing some of those make its way into central Indiana, but I think a lot of us are going to be into the clear as we head into Friday night football. As we start kickoff tonight, temperatures will be into the 80s. We are going to see those cooler temperatures as we head into the later part of the game. 79 degrees by that point, and we're going to see some humid conditions as well. Those winds are going to be a little bit breezy, and then we do have some more football as we head into the weekend. All of those details coming up.
Alyssa, thank you. We're keeping a close eye on your morning drive. I-69 here near State Road 109. We have ongoing road work, as you can see, in the northbound lanes here by those orange barrels. Traffic is moving just a tad bit slower in there because there's less lanes open. But overall, everything is still moving along fine, especially in the southbound lanes. So we'll continue to monitor this as traffic picks up throughout your morning. Let's take a look, though, at our Traffic Now map. A reminder about this ramp system closure in the downtown area. I-70 and Meridian Street scheduled to last now through Sunday. We'll keep you updated on that project, but take Harding Street or West Street as detour routes this morning. And then a heads up over here to our west. Washington Street closed right now between White River Parkway West Drive and West Street, and this is due to a traffic hazard in the area. Let's take a look right now to our north. I-65 near 21st Street. Traffic is moving along just fine in this area. We'll continue to keep a close eye on your Friday morning commute and keep you updated. Time right now is 5:32. A woman says that her apartment complex is being left in the dark, and that's creating some safety concerns and confusion.
She says out of 20 lights along her street, only a couple actually turn on. She didn't want her face shown for fear of retaliation from the company managing her apartment complex. She lives at Forest Ridge Apartments on the north side, and she says the street lights along Township Line Road have not worked in a long time. When she reached out to the apartment complex, they told her to call IPL. She did just that last winter and again earlier this year, but no one has ever showed up. Now every phone call to either office sends her on a runaround.
If you got all these lights, what's the purpose? You know, they're just standing there, not working. The street is so dark, sometimes you wouldn't even think an apartment complex was back here.
It is still unclear who is responsible for these lights. We are still waiting to hear back from the apartment complex and IPL.
Well, police say one person is dead after a crash involving an SUV and a motorcycle on the southeast side of Indianapolis. Officers found a man dead near Shelbyville Road and 5 Points Road just after 8 o'clock last night. He appeared to be the driver of the motorcycle, and police think the SUV hit the motorcycle, but this investigation is still in those early stages.
An Indiana mom who admitted to injecting feces into her son's IV has been convicted of neglect and 6 counts of aggravated battery. 44-year-old Tiffany Alberts of Wolcott was found not guilty of attempted murder. Court documents that say staff at Riley Hospital for Children contacted police in November of 2016 after Albert's son developed several infections. The then 15-year-old was being treated for leukemia. Alberts told police she began injecting her son with the fecal matter to move him to a different hospital for better treatment. She is scheduled to be sentenced December 6th.
It is 5:34. Vice President Mike Pence will visit Community East Hospital today as he continues his visit here in Indianapolis. Pence will be given a tour of the Neurodiagnostic Institute and Advanced Treatment Center. He will then participate in a roundtable discussion with public health leaders. Yesterday, he spoke at McAllister Machinery, calling for the support of the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA. The deal would replace NAFTA as the country's top trade agreement with its nearest bordering countries.
It isn't that they live just next door, it's that they are a critical destination for what we grow and what we make. In fact, more than 2 million American manufacturing jobs actually depend on trade with Mexico and Canada, including 61,000 jobs right here in the Hoosier State. So Indiana's got a lot to gain from the USMCA.
Well, the agreement needs to be ratified by Congress still. Democrats have been in negotiations over this for months now, but the impeachment process looking into President Trump may delay this. Vice President Pence did not address the impeachment inquiry. We'll have the very latest on that investigation coming up in just 10 minutes.
A southern Indiana elementary school has caused quite a controversy after a note was sent home to parents banning their children from dating. The letter was given to 5th grade students at Riverside Elementary School in Jeffersonville. It said that teachers were implementing a zero dating policy because it leads to too many broken hearts, which carry over into the classroom. Students were given Tuesday and Wednesday to make sure that their relationships ended. The Greater Clark County School District said that there had never been a no dating policy and that it misrepresented the intentions of teachers who want kids to stay focused in school. Hey, a broken heart builds character.
Is that the truth? All right, a local program helping to prevent crime here in Indianapolis by putting young people to work. A BUILD, which stands for Believers United in Local Development, just received part of a $2.3 million grant from the city. People ages 16 to 24 earn a weekly $200 stipend for rehabbing older and abandoned homes in areas like Martindale, Brightwood, Riverside, and Hawville. Daquan Luddy has been with this program since it started and worked his way up to head carpenter.
I feel like this program can help you stay out the streets because, like, you'll have something to do. Like, I feel like if you're going to do something wrong, you have nothing to do, you're trying to find a way to make some money. This will show you how to make some legit money and keep you off the streets because you got a skill now.
Leaders with BUILD say the $45,000 from the crime prevention grant will allow the program to rehab even more houses, which provides more training opportunities.
The NBA season tips off next month, but basketball fans are already showing off their passion. Last night, Pacers stars Miles Turner and T.J. Warren hosted auditions to fill the seats in their personal fan zones at Bankers Life Fieldhouse this season. Winners will be selected based on their creativity, energy, enthusiasm, and, of course, love for the blue and gold.
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I think we got some of the best fan zones on the planet. Like, the energy we have here is amazing.
Well, the environment inside Bankers Life Fieldhouse is just awesome. It's incredible. And we love being part of it. We love being part of the block that sets the tone for the Indiana Pacers and the whole entire arena.
Comedian and Indianapolis native Mike Epps served as a surprise celebrity judge. Winners will receive tickets in Turner's Block or Warren's Warriors. All right, before we need to retreat to Bankers Life Fieldhouse, though, Alyssa, we need to spend some more days outdoors and enjoy this nice weather.
That's right, and we are actually going to feel a lot more like summer over the next couple days. Those temperatures climbing into the 90s in the 7-day forecast. Today, though, starting a little cool this morning. 54 in Indianapolis, 51 in Bloomington. You can see clear skies on our map right now. We have a clear radar. That's going to change as we head into the afternoon. So we have high pressure in control, a front to the north of us. That's going to slide down later today. Most of the activity, though, is going to be to the north and northwest of Indianapolis. So we'll just start to see a little bit more cloud coverage by this afternoon. And then we do have that system that will push across those northern counties later this afternoon and evening. Can't rule out seeing maybe a shower or thunderstorm making its way into central Indiana. But for the most part, it does look like a lot of that activity is going to stay to the north. For us, we'll just see a little bit more cloud coverage later today. 85 degrees for our high.
Alyssa, thanks. New allegations after the release of the whistleblower report that triggered impeachment proceedings. Coming up, why some are accusing the White House of a cover-up.
And food delivery company DoorDash has experienced a large data breach. After the break, the information from millions of people that hackers were able to access.
And we're keeping a close eye on your morning drive. This is a live look from our INDOT traffic camera at I-69 near 82nd Street. Traffic on the northeast side moving along just fine at this early hour. Stick around. We'll be right back after the break with news, weather, and traffic right here on Good Morning Indiana.
North 13.
President Trump lashing out after the release of the whistleblower report. The whistleblower claims the president was trying to solicit foreign interference in the upcoming presidential election. ABC's Inez de la Cutera with that complaint and the pushback from the president's closest confidants.
This morning, allegations of a cover-up at the White House revealed in the whistleblower complaint that sparked the impeachment inquiry.
If there were any doubt about the need for an impeachment proceeding, there's none now.
The whistleblower's complaint lays out concerns that President Trump was using the power of his office to solicit interference from a foreign country in the 2020 election when he asked the Ukrainian president to investigate his political rival Joe Biden. The whistleblower says senior White House officials had intervened to lock down all records of that phone call, especially the word-for-word transcript.
Is it okay for a president to pressure, any president, to pressure a foreign government for help to win an election?
It is unwarranted, it is unwelcome, it is bad for the nation to have outside interference, any foreign power.
On Thursday, lawmakers grilled the acting director of national intelligence, Joseph Maguire, who kept the whistleblower's complaint under wraps for weeks, going first to the White House instead of Congress. Maguire defended that decision, but he also defended the whistleblower.
I think the whistleblower did the right thing.
President Trump taking a different stance behind closed doors. An audio recording obtained by the Los Angeles Times shows his growing frustration.
Basically, that person never saw the report, never saw the call.
Analysts say lawmakers will likely get to work trying to corroborate what is in that whistleblower complaint, even trying to subpoena White House officials if they have to do that. Inez de la Cutera, ABC News, Washington.
It is 5:44. The Trump administration says it's reducing the number of refugees admitted to the country in the next fiscal year. Only 18,000 will be admitted. The current limit is 30,000. The State Department announced this change yesterday. This would be the lowest number ever allowed in the nation's history.
25,000 teachers in Chicago could walk off the job next month if they don't reach an agreement with the city. Last night, the teachers union announced that 94% voted yes to a strike. That could happen as early as October 7th. Union members have been working 87 days under an expired contract and are asking for better pay, benefits, and staffing. They meet next week to talk about what day they're going to strike. The city says it offered teachers and support staff a 16% raise over 5 years. At 5:45 on our Friday morning, we're taking a look at what the forecast will be today.
And we are going to see a beautiful day today, a little bit of a cool start start across the area. 54 degrees in Indianapolis, 49 in Kokomo, 51 right now in Bloomington. So you might want a light jacket this morning, but you will be able to ditch that as we head into the afternoon because those temperatures are climbing quickly. What's going on is high pressure is in control. That's starting to break down, though. We have a warm front just off to our west. That's going to start to impact us as we head through the day. Going to start with just a little bit of cloud coverage as we head into the afternoon, but we are going to start clear as you head out the door this morning. Those temperatures will be into the 50s across the area by the noon hour. If you are heading out to lunch, into the mid to high 70s to the south of us with mostly clear skies still. And then we start to see a little bit more cloud coverage ahead of that front. That's just going to mostly impact those northwest counties. We can't rule out seeing some of those showers and storms dip into northern central Indiana, but for the most part, it does look like a lot of that system is going to stay to the north. Temperatures are climbing quickly today into the upper 80s. That's because of that high pressure bringing us that sunshine and clear skies. Also due to that southerly wind flow, that's helping bring in a little bit of moisture. So you'll notice a little bit more humidity as we head into the afternoon and evening as well. If you're heading to the football tonight, you are also going to be into the clear. We are just going to see those clear skies and mostly warm conditions. Severe weather risk today for northwest Indiana. That is due to that system moving through. The main threats with that are going to be the potential for some large hail as well as gusty winds and lightning. And then if you are heading to that Notre Dame game tomorrow, kickoff going to be pretty good. We are going to see the potential of some showers and storms. That's going to be our highest chance right around tailgating. And then it looks like things are going to clear out just in time for the game. And then we have some more chances as you're heading home. So looks like you might be good if you're heading to that game tomorrow. Those temperatures, though, going to be a little bit cooler in those areas that are seeing those showers and storms. So you might want to bring a light jacket. Today, across the area, cool start. Mostly sunny skies by the noon hour, staying above average into the mid 80s. And we are going to continue that climb through the 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, 86 for the high as well, 88 on Sunday. And then we are staying hot and sunny Monday and Tuesday. Those temperatures are climbing well above average. It's going to feel like summer outside. That heat and humidity is back in the forecast until Wednesday. And then Thursday, a cold front passes, taking our temperatures back down into the low 70s.
Summer is sticking around, Alyssa. Thank you so much. Let's take a look right now at some drive times as you're heading out the door, as you're traveling eastbound on I-70 from the Ronald Reagan Parkway all the way to I-65 at the South Split. It's a 12-minute drive, so everything there is moving along just fine. Up here on the west side, it's a 7-minute drive from State Road 267 over to I-465 through Brownsburg. You can see traffic there is moving along up to speed. It's all green this morning. Let's take a live look outside right now at the ramps at I-69 and I-465 up on the northeast side. It's still early this morning, but you can see lots of headlights out that way. Traffic already picking up for drivers on the northeast side. No delays, though. We'll continue to monitor this area and keep you updated.
If you order food through DoorDash, your information might have been compromised. The food delivery service announced yesterday that it suffered a data breach affecting nearly 5 million people. They say an unauthorized third party accessed user information back in May. The data included names, passwords, addresses, and phone numbers. In some cases, the hackers also accessed the last 4 digits of payment cards and bank account numbers. DoorDash says it will be notifying those who were affected and have taken immediate steps to improve security.
Well, take a look at this. A home that's more than 250 years old being moved down a river to its new destination in Maryland. The Galloway Mansion began its 50-mile journey to Queenstown on Wednesday. It was built in 1764 and sold for $500,000. Crews pulled this home on a barge in order to move it. The new owner plans to restore it and give it to his parents as a retirement home. Quite the trip there.
After winning the IndyCar Series, Joseph Newgarden celebrated right here in Indianapolis. Still ahead, how he marked his championship victory at the Speedway. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's 5:52 on your Friday, and here's a live look at traffic at I-65 and West Street MLK near the downtown area. Traffic here is moving along just fine this morning. We'll keep you updated on any crashes or delays.
IndyCar season simply can't ride off into the sunset, namely for Joseph Newgarden, who won his second championship last Sunday. To celebrate, he helped hoist a giant championship flag over the Indianapolis Motor Speedway yesterday. RTV6's Dave First caught up with him at the track.
right, so it was hashtag Rise Above for Josef Newgarden, the now two-time NTT IndyCar Series champion. What is this? Rise Above? What does this mean? Oh, wait, the flag.
We just did it, Dave.
Yes.
You know, we rose the flag above the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We displayed it, you know, but it's been a great year. Yeah, the Rise Above hashtag's been great for us. It's been a great rally cry for our fans.
You were pretty consistent throughout the course of the season. A couple bumps in there, one of them being at Mid-Ohio when that last lap, you were making a move. Maybe you didn't have to. At that point, did you think, man, I wonder if I just threw away the championship at all?
No, you know, I didn't think that. I was
pretty upset at it.
Yeah, I was disappointed in myself. It was obviously an ill-advised move, but I'm a racer. You know, that's my style. My natural instinct is to always go for it. It's a learning lesson for next year. Hey, don't do that in that situation. But that's what sports is. You make mistakes, and you try and make the least of everybody, and that's what hopefully rewards you with the championship. But that's what makes it fun. People want to see when you mess up. They want to see when you get it right, and you just got to try and do that better than the rest.
Maybe at the end, too, that's what makes this so special. I mean, you climbed out of the car at Laguna, and there were some tears. Your eyes are watering up.
They just did such a great job, this group all year long, and I didn't want us to throw it away at the end.
Do you have a sense why that was?
I think, wasn't it you on the radio interviewing me? And I cried up again.
You did.
Oh, man. It doesn't happen. I don't normally cry. I felt a little weird, but it felt good, I'll be honest with you. Ashley, my fiance, has always been weirded out by the fact that she's never seen me cry. And this was just a little too much. Like the pressure this year, and so when it was finally over, it was just that relief of, you know, we made it happen. This was the final event. It could have been taken right away from us. And I was just relieved that it wasn't, and that we secured it.
Well, maybe wedding day will be the other time.
I would hope so. I think Ashley might appreciate if I cried.
Yeah, I was going to say, you kind of have to at this point.
Yeah, I'm going to have to muster it up, you know? No, it'll be easy. It's going to be a very special day, too. Probably the best day of my life. Yeah, Monterey last weekend, it was a pretty good one.
And plenty of time to enjoy the bracelets, too. Hashtag Rise Above. Josef Newgarden certainly did that.
All right, Dave, thank you so much. Well, speaking of sports, there's a lot going on over the weekend.
I mean, a little football here and there tonight. Some other stuff going on maybe. So we want to check in on the weather, Alyssa.
And we are going to see the potential of some showers and storms during some of those game times. A lot of us are going to be in the clear, at least today. Mostly clear skies expected throughout your day. We have a high pressure in control. Mostly sunny skies expected across the area. Warm front is going to impact us later this afternoon. That'll bring just a little bit more cloud coverage, and then it will bring some chances of showers and storms, mainly for northern counties as we head into the afternoon and evening. Can't rule out some of those making its way into extreme northern counties in central Indiana, but for the most part, we are going to stay dry today. Just a little bit more humidity as we head into the evening hours. So just be aware of that. Today, our highs are climbing into the 80s. This is just the start of the warm-up. Saturday, small chance of showers and storms again before we clear out on Sunday. Then we are back into the 90s Monday and Tuesday.